Okay, here we go again. Today, in this video, I'm going to give tips and tricks for Greenfield Investments in Romania. So basically, how to build a company from scratch in Romania, and I'm going to use a case study as an example. So, what is Greenfield Investment? Greenfield Investment is an FDI, is a foreign direct investment in which the parent company will create a subsidiary, so a company in a different company, different country, building its operations from the ground up, meaning looking for land, constructing the building, putting the machines, and the reason that investors or companies do that is because they have full flexibility and full freedom. They actually can put there what they want with the latest technologies and build the project to their specific need and goals instead of pushing something into an existing building and so on. So the case I'm going to present is one from the automotive sector. The client manufactures gears for automotive and also designs and develops them, and they are integrated in gear trains. The client wanted in the beginning to see if we could buy a company, and if this was not possible, then they would go to the board to get a budget for the Greenfield investment and an approval to execute it. So, buying a company. With their specific activities, it was not so simple to find some companies. Nevertheless, I managed to do that. So I prepared a long list, then from long list we go to short list. Then in the short list I contacted the shareholders of the companies, had discussions with them and see if they were open to sell the company or to allow somebody else from Belgium to take shares, a majority part in their company. Finally, a company was identified. We had several travels, we had good discussions, but the client, because of several reasons, did not proceed with the selling, with acquisition of the shares, and they decided to do a greenfield. Then, again, for the greenfield there was a problem. I had to look for companies for heat setting, because the gears need to be heat set to be more strong, and we found only one potential. We went there, we had a visit on site, but unfortunately this company for sure was not able to perform in the rate and at the speed with the technology required. So back to the drawing board, and the team had to go back to Belgium to talk to the board and to see if they could transfer one of their heat set facilities to Romania, meaning stopping one facility for heat set in Belgium and majorating the budget consistently in order to have the heat set in Romania on site. So finally they got the green, and then the project team was established. It consisted of the operational director of the group, who was responsible for the plants in Mexico, Belgium, Germany, China, the HR director of the group, the CFO of the group, the purchase director of the group, and me as a consultant. So okay, first thing we did is we created remotely their company, so they didn't have to travel. Little anecdote, when we were at the notary, I paint since many years. I give them a triptych and I said to them, look, your company is now on the way for creation, do me a favor, take this as a token of appreciation and put it in the office, and they did afterwards. So after the company creation, I selected also some office spaces for the start of the project, and also looked for some lawyers so that they could have discussion and select a lawyer to assist them with the project. Voilà. Then I made a selection of regions. You will say, yeah, yes, but. Well, yes, but I will answer. We didn't want to go in first row, so meaning Timiș, Arad and Bihor, because there's a lot of traffic outside of Romania, so it was preferably close to the border, but I went in second row. Cluj, I left for what it is, because there are 3 industrial parks. I believe now there's a 4th coming, I don't know exactly. So also difficult to get personnel. So basically on the prices of the land and the availability of workforce, I went in the second row, meaning Cara-Severin, Hunedoara and Alba. So 3 provinces to scout. I went on top to the Consiliul Județean. The president of the Consiliu talked to the mayors did their proposals, and then off we go to the first province, Hunedoara. The location there was too small. Little problem with utilities, because next to electricity from 2 sides, because if one cuts, the other have to take, so we need 2 independent networks with a switcher, and also a huge amount of gas for the grid set, and there unfortunately was not possible. On top of that, and this was a joke, the mayor at that time, he came from the United States, he's from the Danube, he was very, very positive, very excited, but actually during the meeting he blew up the deal. So, but it's not because of him, it is basically because of the location that was too small, but they were not excited about his behavior, so okay, whatever. So, not into consideration, up to the next one. Next one, Cara-Severin. Not a big success, nevertheless a long trip. With the car, mountains, hillbilly county, meaning difficult to, if you come from Cluj, to go down. But we managed to go to Cara-Severin, and okay, we had a company. It was for sure big enough, the Hala, and okay, the land was okay, but it really was not a match, because they were not doing exactly what we wanted. Manager of the company was excited because it was a complete redesign of the factory, but a no-go. And for the rest, there were no suitable locations indicated in this province. Then, big success in Alba Iulia. So, Consiliul Local Județean talked to all the primars, and then the mayors proposed their land, because it's a big investment, 30 million euro, more than 200 people, everybody wants this. And then we had 3 locations. One was near the Bos site, one was close to Zwijkhoven, Holz industry, one in Alba Iulia city. And then finally we selected with the team Alba Iulia city, got the green from the board, and okay, full support of the team, of the mayor, and the project, what we call, was launched. It was a fact. We had location, good terms, affordable land, long-term perspective, labor force no problem. So here we go. A little anecdote on Bos. I will come back to this. We met later on. We met there the CEO, but I will explain later. Then, here's the plot of land, possibility to extend. So what was crucial is that there were 2 networks of electricity independently supplying electricity. We had to bring them together, put a switch box, so that if one network goes down, the other network takes over. Problem, of course, was the distance. So we had to bring, one was near, the one that they would use. The other one we had to bring over a longer distance, more than 1 kilometer. Was not so easy to do that, but with the help of the Primaria, The Electrica people, they did it, and it was done. Then I was very worried, not about the location, but about the gas. Considerable amount of gas for the heat set, and the gas pipe where they would take the gas from was on 5 kilometers with no conducts, meaning they had to put 5 kilometers of gas pipe. You can imagine in Romania it's not so easy to do that fast. A miracle happened there, and therefore I have respect for life for Mircea Hava, the primar, so the mayor of Alba Iulia, because he pulled it off. Well, he didn't do it, but he was the go-between. He facilitated, and when the building was ready, the gas was there. And this is what they call in the Romanian language extraordinar. This is extraordinary. I'm 20 years in Romania, I have more than 20 years, but this, unbelievable. It was done, so the project we could build and no problem. This is the building. This is a first impression, because afterwards the building changed a little bit. Then, after acquiring the land, there were some sub-projects. I will be short, because if not, basically on each sub-project I can make a presentation, but this is not the goal of what I'm doing now. One was the state aid scheme for large investors. So if you are a large investor and you employ a lot of people, then you get state aid. And we were at the Ministry of Finance, and I had to select also a consultancy company to do the job, to write a file. The nice thing about this is that I was with a team at the back of the Ministry of Finance of Bucharest, because I always enter there at the back. Voilà. The subvention that we did with FED, the seminars, I went in the back, and then to the people that I was inviting was asking to come to Belgium. All of a sudden, it was almost 10 o'clock, the meeting was at 10 o'clock, the phone goes, and I have the primar, the mayor of Alba, Iulia. Freddy, where are you? And I said, where are you? I'm here, I'm at the back. And then, do you always visit the minister by entering at the back of his building? Can you please come here in a hurry? So guys, I said, I think we have to run a little bit. And then we were jogging. Actually, it's good to jog before a meeting. We went jogging to the front of the building, entered, had a discussion with the minister, and then a very, very in-depth technical discussion with an engineer that explained the state aid scheme and all the pitfalls and things to do, things that should be taken into consideration. And this is important, because you have a consultant. I think she gave us more information than needed, but you are armed to see and to look at what the consultant is doing. Then construction, not so easy. I had to look for construction companies, but first, of course, for an architect, local. So I found one. I will come back to that later, because I started off locally, and then I changed it. Then HR, I got a bucket list, a to-do list from the HR director to do some benchmarking, so to meet CEOs of the surrounding multinational companies in the area. I did organize these meetings. We went there with the team, and then comes the boss story. At the boss story, the HR director was very, very friendly. She gave us a lot of information, but the director opened his speech when we sat down at the table by saying, and if you think that you are going to take my people, I should warn you up front, meaning he's bigger than us. And then we came out and we said, voilà, I think we just avoided World War III. Okay. Nevertheless, we got the information. We went also to several other companies. Very useful. I also learned something about how salary structures, about the level of the salaries, how they do the retention in the multinationals was very interesting, and for me, and especially for the HR director. And then I had to make a virtual team of companies for the recruitment, because they were about to employ more than 200 people. This is impossible to one company cannot do that, so he needed several companies to do that. So okay, I did that, we met the people, and then he could make a selection of the partners that he would use in the project. Then also we had the support team at the mayor's office, where some people were dedicated, aligned, designated to the project, in order to organize support for the project, because for a city like Arba Julia, if you have something like this investor, it doesn't come every day. So if you pull it off, they will not leave. You are good for taxes for a very, very, very long period. So the plant was built eventually. Yeah, the mission was a success. And every time I think about this one, it is with a big smile, because it was really, really fun to do, and it was an extraordinary team. What I also should say is that at a given moment, because of the span of control of the operational director, I suggested to take one company to do the project management, and by accident I did a selection of some companies. It was a Belgian company, and they did and the project management and the construction, and they put the machines. So for the operational directors, there were no worries. Everything was given in capable hands, and everything went smoothly. Voilà. So the project ended, and it's still ongoing, meaning they are happy with it. In the meantime, they are also sold to another big international group. But actually, I'm proud having done this, and I hope that I put some light on the Greenfield projects. Feel free to contact me if you want to build a factory in Romania, and I will look what is your project and see if I can help in any way. So thank you very, very much for listening. You can contact me, but also if you want, you can subscribe to this YouTube channel via the link that is here, YouTube Invest Romania. Wishing you a good day, and see you in the next vlog that I'm going to prepare on Romania. Bye bye.